What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video today, and in this video I have a very special, super exciting double retro unboxing. I have been looking forward to unboxing this model for a very long time, and I finally found one for a good price somewhere. And it's actually in this box, so we're not going to unbox this first, because we have another model to unbox. So the story behind this is I found this model, the one that I've been really looking for, about a week ago, and it was originally supposed to come in last Saturday, but USPS, being as inept as they are at times, failed to get the package to me on time. So it said now it was going to arrive not until after the President's Day holiday. And originally I was supposed to head back up to school this week, but the extreme cold that we have had recently has kept me from doing that, at least for now. So, with the extra time I have at home, I'm happy to report that I have both of those packages. This one was supposed to come in on this day, by the way, so that's why there is going to be two models here, but it fits perfectly well because both are of a retro subject. So the first model that we're going to be unboxing is the Aero Classics 1:400 scale Delta Airlines Douglas DC-10-10. This is a recent Aero Classics release from the February 2025 announcement. Super excited to unbox this, as I've wanted a DC-10 for quite some time now. I definitely was excited to see them release this, and I was a little hesitant on buying this initially, but I decided, you know what, I'll just make the cost work, and the rest is history. And I bought this before I got the other model that we'll be unboxing here in a minute. So, let's head into the studio and we'll unbox this. And here we go for the unboxing of the Aero Classics 1:400 scale Delta Airlines Douglas DC-10-10. Delta DC-10s are a bit of an interesting subject because Delta did not have these for long periods of time. They actually had them twice. Once back in the 1970s before they got the L-1011 TriStars, which became the predominant tri-jet in their fleet before the MD-11s came around in the 90s. And then they had them again in the 80s when they merged with Western. Since Western had quite a fleet of them at the time, they named them spaceships. So Delta got those after they merged with Western, but all of them were sold off to other airlines. I know American had a few of them as well. And then as for this particular one that we have here, this is one of the original DC-10s. So this is from the 1970s, and I believe these, after they went to Delta, I think they released from United if I remember right. So I think, yeah, they needed them because there were some issues with the development of the TriStar, and they needed a tri-jet to fill in the gap until the L-1011 was ready to use. This is my first Aero Classics DC-10, by the way, so I'm really excited to explore this subject and see what this mold's all about. But on the top we've got the Aero Classics logo, then we have the American and the Mexican flag right there. Tri-Jet 10s of the Americas, very cool stuff. And there's some subjects down there. So it looks like an Eastern Chrome, which they recently released. There's a national subject there. On this side, we've got information about the model. You see that BBX item number. That means it's a blue box, so releasing it under a different brand to not get in trouble with Delta Airlines, because I know they're very strict about licensing. But the registration on this is November 602 Delta Alpha. They had 5 of them originally, and then I think they had like another 8 or 10 when Western and Delta merged. On the top here, we've got a couple Mexican examples. There's an Aero Mexico in the older livery and a Mexicana example. And on this side, we've got a Continental Black Meatball and, of course, the Delta widget. And then here's the back with all of them placed on a map of the United States. Very cool box art, very similar to the A300s where they have the map on the back of the box. But let's take a look at the model inside. Super excited to add a Delta DC-10, so it'll go very well alongside the L-1011. Of course, they didn't really coexist with each other outside of the Western era, but would you look at that? That is some good stuff. That is a beautiful model. My goodness. Certainly not going to be, it's not going to top the rankings here in this video because of the second model that we'll be unboxing soon. But let's go ahead and take a look at this model. And here she is, the Delta DC-10 by Aero Classics. This is a very lovely model already. I am in love with this thing. I kind of wish Delta had more DC-10s because this livery just works well on all the tri-jets. This, the L-1011, the MD-11, it just works so well on a lot of aircraft types. So it's no wonder as to why this livery is so iconic and loved by many people who used to fly with Delta or work for Delta back in those days, so let's take a look. Starting off at the front, we've got the black nose cone, which was indicative of the earlier iteration of Delta's widget livery. Later iterations had a larger black nose cone. Then we've got the Delta cheat line there with the very small Delta titles underneath the widget. Looks like the cockpit printing's a little questionable, but personally not a big deal for me, so I can live with it. We have the L1 door right alongside in front of the Delta widget. We have a couple little panels down there. Nose gear door. The wheels do roll, but I imagine they're going to fall off soon. There's the Delta italicized titles, and then the L2 door. And that brings us to the engines right there. You see a little Delta widget printed on them. Very nice. I think these are CF6 engines on the DC-10 here. This is the -10 variant. There's a L3 door right there with a little DC-10 text printed just aft of that door. You can see that right there. And then there is an American flag with the registration November 602 Delta Alpha, and also another little DC-10 text right there, which is actually on the L2 door as well, but not on the L1. So I wonder why they didn't do it there. I guess because of the Delta widget and all that. And then there's a very lovely Delta tail with Delta titles on the engine and then the widget above it. And there's also a, can't get into frame here exactly, but there is a fleet code way at the top of the tail there, just printed in that same color text. Very cold to the touch because it's like below 0 out right now, so we'll need some time to warm up before we can properly handle this model. Well, on this side, not too much to report on here, but you do see that nice metal polish underneath, looking good, and everything else is the same on that side. Another look at the Delta tail there. There you go, without my thumb or finger blocking the view. And then pick this up without getting frostbite, hopefully. There's the underneath of the aircraft with the stand hole, landing gear door outlines and everything. And on the top, just a beacon light on there. Try not to touch the polish too much, but there you go. Very, very awesome. This is a lovely model, and I would recommend buying this, but it has sold out basically everywhere. I know that when I was hesitating to buy this, I originally wanted to go to Jet Collector to buy this, because I thought they would have it for a few dollars less, because this is like $60 with shipping, so I was a bit hesitant on buying this at first, but it was like, you know what, I don't think it's going to be that much of a difference at Jet Collector anyway, so why don't I go back to Aero Classics Direct and just buy it from them. And probably like less than 5 minutes after I bought it, someone on the Model Airliner forum notified me that, hey, it's sold out, did you get yours? And I'm like, yeah, I did. So I think I got the last one in stock, which is really cool. But either way, super happy to have this model. And that, my friends, is going to bring us to the star of the show. Most of you know about my white whales. I have talked a little bit about them in my retro FSD videos. But today, I finally got my hands on one of those white whales. And it came from a seller on eBay. I'm actually going to be making a mini documentary about this because this took me a hell of a long time to get it, so I thought it was worth making a separate video on it. But the premise of it is a friend helped me find it on eBay, and I can only thank him so much for it. So thank you to Shrek 2 on VHS, a very good friend of mine, for helping me find this model and giving me the motivation to go ahead and buy this. So let's go ahead and see how this guy packaged it, and finally take a look at what this beauty is all about. Let's see, it's kind of, looks like it must be packed tight in there, good lord. The smallest box you can probably use with USPS, so, but there she is inside. Oh yes sir, baby. Oh man, okay. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's like saran wrap. So, never seen someone use saran wrap to protect a model. I've always seen like bubble wrap or newspaper if you bought from Waffle Collectibles often. Let's try and get this off here. It's going to take me a minute because saran wrap loves to stretch and kind of make a mess of itself. I'm actually going to need my scissors here. So hopefully I can try and cut into this thing a little bit. I'm not gonna speed through this too much. I wanna preserve as much of this reaction as possible. So let me see here. God, I don't know how many layers does this guy use? Hopefully I'm getting through. Okay, looks like I'm getting through it now. All right. Yep, that's just kind of wrapping itself freely. All right, looks like one more little piece there. Kind of covering the rest of the box, which will need to be removed. I have to actually cut this one up a little bit just to aid in that. And of course, this particular saran wrap. Ugh, this does not want to cut right now. Sorry about this, guys. I just hate it when I'm trying to cut something with scissors and it just doesn't cut. It just kind of bends and flexes and doesn't do anything to it. It irritates me to no end. Come on. Cut open, you little... There we go. Oh, I made like the smallest cut right at the front edge of it. I know I've waited on this thing for like 3 years, so do I really need to wait like another 5 minutes? I already had to wait an extra 3 days because USPS, as I said, being inept as they are, they failed to deliver this package on time. Oh my god, guys. What is going on here? Yeah, so I guess pro tip, try not to use saran wrap to protect the models. Just use more standard methods like bubble wrap or something, because this is not going well for me right now. Oh my god. And I don't want to pull too hard because I'm afraid I'm going to break the model inside. I don't know how good of a condition she really is in. I mean, the photos, when I saw the listing, it looked like she was in perfect shape, and I took a much closer look at it than I would for most other models because I was paying quite a premium for this, and these things usually go for a lot of money. God, this stupid thing is just so hard. I'm like halfway through, and I can't get this open. Oh, sorry, there, I bumped the tripod. Alright, I think we're getting there. I have to unbox this off camera, but I'll try my best to get into frame here. Trying to use whatever... Yeah, see, like, I can't even cut this thing. It just kind of bends and crinkles and whatever. Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, props to the seller for wanting to keep this model protected. I mean, I know she's a rarer one, but good lord. This is a bit overkill in my opinion. There we go. I don't know, how long did that take me? Did someone want to time me on that? Because I don't have a way to add a timer in editing, at least to my knowledge. But if somebody timed me on that, please let me know, because that took me too long. So let me go ahead and get this cleaned up, because I've got saran wrap all over the place. I've got, you know, my bearings are everywhere. But there we go. So the model that I am unboxing today, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Seattle Model Aircraft 1:400 scale Frontier Airlines Boeing 737-200 in the Sol Bass livery. I gotta get the camera propped up a little better there, but there we go. This is a model I have tried to get for the Retro FSD project for the better part of about 3 years. And I just couldn't find one for a good deal, and every time one came up, I just missed my opportunity. So finally made a shot that connected, and here we are. So I've got an SMA 737 already. That was the Western Indian head, another rare one that I needed for the project, but I do need that Flying W, so I hopefully can find that one too. That's another big white whale of mine. But 1 out of 3, better than 0 out of 3. So we got the standard SMA, Seattle Model Aircraft Company box art here. Not too much to report on. SMAmodels.com, domain probably not active anymore. Adult collectible model warning, 1:400 scale up there. Little Washington flag, and the big old SMA logo on the back. But now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the unboxing. Oh man. Shut up, Alexa, I'm trying to enjoy this moment. Oh, look at this. This is a beauty. She is pristine as ever. Holy sh**. I see no zinc rot on the main landing gear too, which is just epic. Wow. Oh man. I tell you, the satisfaction when you finally find a white whale model after that long of time hunting for it it's indescribable. You really have to experience it yourself to really understand what it means to finally achieve that goal of getting a white whale model, no matter what it took. And if it cost me just about everything, then, well, it did. It didn't really cost me everything. It was like $100, but definitely way more than what I was willing to pay for one of these things. I was hoping to snag one up for a little less, but given the opportunities that are far and few in between, it was like, what the heck? Why don't I just get it now? And I'll just make the cost worth like I've done many other times before. But there she is, a white whale model, finally, for my collection. The Frontier Airlines Boeing 737-200 by Seattle model aircraft. Let's go ahead and take a look at this review. Starting off at the front, we've got a black nose cone, and we've got the cockpit windows up here. Very lovely cheat line with the red, the orange, and then the maroon color underneath. We've got a little fleet code on the nose gear door right there, which I think is 391. Yeah, it would be 391 because that's part of the registration. L1 door, then we've got the little Frontier Sawbass logo, which is the current Frontier logo, by the way. Then the Frontier titles above that. And then we move into a little overwing exit right there. The very lovely engines underneath the wings, unique characteristic of the original 737 model. Then there's a cheat line extending up in the back of the fuselage. Then we have the rear door. Registration is November 73901 Foxtrot. And then the very lovely Frontier tail. Bring this around to the other side. There's the cockpit windows right there. I'm still kind of bamboozled that I finally have this, so sorry if I have long pauses like that. But we do have a luggage door just ahead of the wings and then behind it right there. And the registration on that side as well. Yeah, you can tell this model is in excellent condition. This is like it just came straight out of the factory. So the previous owner that had this, thank you for taking good care of this for what, like 23-ish years or something like that, because this was released in 2002. But there's the underneath of it right there. You can see the landing gear and everything, stand hole, and the polished silver paint or whatever. There's the top of the aircraft right there. No beacon light on it or anything. There's also some overwing exits, as you can see there. I'll just go ahead and show you the main landing gear just so I'm not lying, because as you saw with the Western Indian head that I got at Airliners International last year, that did have Zincron on it, but that was only $50, so half the price compared to what I paid for this sucker. So there's the front. There might be like a little bit right there, just kind of on that right door there, or the left port side landing gear door. It might be a little bit there, but I mean, I honestly can't tell. Let me take a closer look at it. Yeah, I don't think, if it's in such a tiny spot, I highly doubt that's zinc rot. I think that might just be more of a natural defect from the factory rather than, you know, an actual zinc rot issue. But there you can see the other landing gear looks pretty much perfect. And then on this side, looks perfect from the back as well. So it looks like I got really lucky with snagging this one. And I really wanted to get the SMA one. That one I valued a little more than the Aero Classics one, which was done in 2007. So I was really happy to snag up this sucker right here for, even if it was a little more than what I wanted to pay for it. But as I say in life, you can't have everything go your way. But when you play your cards just right, you'll get what you want. And that, my friends, is exactly what we had today in this very lovely double retro unboxing. A little bit longer than a traditional like 1 or 2 model unboxing, but again, the moments that are contained within this video are priceless in their own right, and they will be preserved for many years to come and for many viewers to enjoy. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the raw reaction of that, me unboxing, especially the Frontier, because that right there is a white whale. I hope to find the other 2 soon. If I can find one, then I've got confidence I can find the other 2 soon. When it will be, I don't know. I hope to find them. And now, I think just to kind of replace that Frontier, now that I've got it, it's going to be the North Central Commodore 340, the final North Central model I need to complete the 1:400 scale fleet of 9 total North Central planes right now. Maybe 10 if someone wants to do a new one soon. Hopefully that's the case, but in the meantime, we'll continue the hunt for the remaining white whales, and I'm super excited to document the rest of the journey. So keep an eye out for The Final Frontier, which will be the official mini documentary documenting my journey to get this little mother trucker in my collection for 3 years. And now I've reached the finish line. I've taken the checkered flag and I've got the model in my collection. With that being said, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.